Hey guys, welcome back to the Power Up Project. My name is Jason Tharp, and I am here to provide you with a power up today. Do me a favor before we get jumping into this whole conversation. I need you to give me a hand here. I'm on a mission to spread hope. In fact, I've kind of changed my title to I am the champion of hope. And what I need from you is I need some help in sharing this in some reviews, letting other people know that this exists. It's not perfect yet. It's not going to be perfect, but it is a work in progress, and I'm going to get there by help from you. So if you could do me a huge favor, if you get any value of any of the episodes you've listened to, even if it's just a little thing, let somebody know about it. It's a way to kind of pay it forward. We're here to do good in the world. We're trying to provide a spot for those of us that are maybe looking for a way out of something dark. And this is what hope is all about. And I want to talk to you a little bit about the idea of shooting for I want to talk to you about the idea of shooting for perfection. See what I did there? That wasn't even intentional. I just actually messed up. But the timing was pretty amazing. But there's this myth that we have to be perfect. We've been sold this. We've been told this forever, that practice makes perfect, or you just keep noodling it until it's perfect. Or there's this magic bar that someday, if you just do things so many times in so many ways, then all of a sudden you're going to be perfect and the world is going to be amazing. Well, I call BS on all of that. I think that practice makes perfect is maybe one of the biggest lies that we've ever been told. Because it implies that if I do something enough, I'm going to get so good at it that nobody else is going to be able to be as good as me. And the truth is that's not even close to factual. Because what practice does is it prepares you for all the imperfect things that are going to happen in your life. When you get a flat tire, when you can't pay your bills, when you get fired, when you hate yourself, when you are trying to do anything that everybody is telling you all the reasons why you can't do it, the fact that you have practiced enough prepares you for all those imperfect moments. It's your job to be aware of when these things are happening, that you've been through this stuff before, and how can I take what I learned before, because that stuff didn't disappear. I'm not saying let go of the past. What I'm saying is turn to your past to get the lesson that you can apply to your present moment and win this moment. You're not going to win something that's already past. It's done. There's nothing you can do about it, but you can take that lesson from that and bring it and apply it to this present moment. So starting something, if you want to start something, stop waiting for it to be perfect. Stop waiting for this perfect moment for things to happen, because the truth is it will never be perfect. An imperfect launch is so much better than doing nothing. Maybe just starting is all you need in order to unlock what your idea of perfect is. But if you never start, how do you know what it is? Because the thing is that, we're wrapped up in this idea of the fear of failure. Because if I do this thing and it's not perfect, then it's going to be a failure. And that is nothing more than a judgment that you are casting upon yourself, because you are thinking that everybody else, that it's all around you, is spending all this time looking and judging you. But what you're failing to understand is that they are all judging themselves, the same as you are. They're all afraid to try something new because they're afraid they're going to fail as well. But that's not your problem to worry about, because here and now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to lay the foundation to win our moments. And we win our moments by actually embracing our imperfections. It's understanding that I may not have got it right in this moment, but in the next moment, I can maybe take what I learned here and apply it and get there. So don't be caught up in this fear of failure, because you're going to fail. I mean, it's going to happen. Tell me one sport or one thing where somebody's average is 1,000%. There is no such thing. It's always a thing. You're always going to fail. What you need to learn how to do is to fail better. And when you fail, you pick yourself back up, and don't think that you're starting all over again at the beginning. You're just starting off where you left off. And then you pick up and you move on from there. The other part I really want to help you understand is this comparison trap. You are scrolling and looking at highlights. Those highlights of somebody else's day are highlights. That's all it is. They're letting you see what they want you to see. Stop comparing all of everybody's highlights to your lowlights. Stop thinking that if you have had this string of days together where you just seem like you can't get it together, but everybody else is living this magical life, and you start to let yourself go into this shame spiral and it starts spinning out of control, and you think of all the reasons why you don't deserve all these things. What you're doing is you're creating a trap for yourself because you're seeking perfection that you're never going to have anyway. But if you start to understand that like only person you're comparing yourself to is the version of you that you were yesterday, and if today I can move my needle a little bit further to the side of the version I want to be, a really simple exercise is just to close your eyes for a second and just picture what you want to do. And then when you open them, do something right now in that moment that will get you closer to it. Notice I didn't say go out and spend $1 bazillion and buy a new car and, go big pimping on some clothes and just go out and create this whole other mountain of problems for you and deflect and escape and all those things like that. Just a simple thing of closing your eyes, thinking about what you want to do. When you open up, do the smallest thing. Maybe it's just searching for answers on the web. Maybe it's starting that outline. Maybe it's journaling. Maybe it's capturing that moment. Maybe it's taking a photo of you right now, just as a timepiece to say, this is the moment that I actually put myself to the forefront, and stop comparing yourself to everybody else. Take it from me. They're judging you whether you do everything or you do nothing. So you might as well do something towards helping yourself. The other part is like understanding you have stress and anxiety. Don't think you're the only one that ever deals with that. This is happening all the time. And I know that people kind of get triggered when they talk about they're anxious and they're seeking all this stuff and it's hard to leave the house and there are all different levels of that. Stop judging other people because of what their level of what they're going through is. Stop worrying about everybody else. Stop gossiping. Stop talking about, stop worrying about, stop trying to be everybody else's problem fixer and turn it back on yourself. If you're stressed out, why? Ask yourself the questions. Take a moment to step back from it and ask, what is going on right now? Okay, get the answer. Now, in that moment, have I been through anything similar to this already? Figure out what you did to get there. Right? Because what you're going to find is that the answer is typically a pattern that continues to show up. And you have to disrupt that pattern. And that's how things change. Everything you've gone through in your life seems like you're never going to get through it, but yet magically you do. There's answers in that you can actually pull from and apply it to your present day life by doing those things. Instead of avoiding all the stuff that you want to do, embrace your imperfections. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and I'm going to embrace my own imperfections and let you guys know about something I've been building and working on that I've not shared with a lot of people yet because I want it to be perfect. And I know it's not going to be, but I'm willing to put it out there right now so you guys can understand what I'm working on and what I really am driven to do and why I do this project and the other projects that we are working on. So a big one I'm working on right now is adult nonfiction books. I've had 23 regular children's books published with all the major publishers and stuff like that, but I've always wanted to write adult nonfiction. So I've now just finished book 2. The first one comes out in the spring, and then the second one I'm in the process of putting it all together. Then it was sharing that, feeling like it wasn't quite perfect, that was a big hurdle. And to kind of get the feedback and people seeing it and getting the positive impact from just understanding that like, here, I'm willing to put this thing out there. It was a huge, huge win for me, which then that snowballed into the next book. And then I've outlined what will be the third book. So much so that I am positive that I can do this now because I embrace my imperfections of not worrying about being perfect, that I don't really have the same desire to do kids' books that I used to have. Instead, I want to help adults understand because this was something that held me up. It's almost like an evolution has happened in myself because I've been willing and able to accept my imperfections. Another big project that we're working on is a thing called Beyond Hope Project. Beyond Hope Project is going to embrace all of this stuff. This is what I feel is going to be the thing that changes everything for myself and for a lot of other people. This is something meant for people that are looking for light to start, Our goal of this is to be champions of hope, to help you understand that you can overcome a lot of this stuff. We're going to create a live, active community that is going to help you, give you a roadmap. But it's going to be up to you to go for it. All I can do is share the stuff that I've learned. All the other people that are going to be involved in it can share the stuff they've learned. It's through those shared stories that you're going to find beacons of hope that are going to help you get past the things that right now you think is impossible, but tomorrow will be possible because you've agreed to start to take your life back and feel empowered and step into that direction. It all starts by understanding that you're not going to be perfect. That being imperfect is pretty damn perfect. And learning to love yourself and forgive yourself, accepting that you could be wrong, forgiving everybody else. Stop worrying about all the crap that everybody has done to you and see what the world is doing for you. This is your way out. Everything that you are avoiding right now, all the fears, all the stuff, all the reasons why you're telling yourself this, they're just mask. Because behind all of it is the version of you that you are wanting to be, waiting for you to get the heck out of your own way and see it and accept it and be cool with it and start walking through the dirt with it. Because on the other side of it, while it will be hard and you're going to have to go through pitfalls and unpredictable things, you're going to find that all along, everything you've been looking for has been sitting right beside you, just waiting for you to see it. At the end of the day, guys, I just want to provide some value to you. So if you got anything out of this episode, do me a huge favor. Save this, share it, send it to the person. You know who it is. Somebody you know right now needs to hear this kind of stuff. Send it to them. Review this. Take a second. Spending this time to put this out there, least you could do for me, all I ask in return is just take a moment. I just hit the mic. Take a moment to just share it. To put some good in the world. Why not? But anyways, guys, I want you to know you're doing great. Being a human is tough, but life is unpredictable. It's imperfect. But in a weird way, everything you're looking for is in all those imperfections. And I hope this helps. Power up.
Foxland Media. Think big.